installing the clutch, getting ready to. So here's our scatter shield. That goes down against the oil pump worm gear and our clutch. And we got left-hand threads. Interesting fact, on startup, always engage your chain brake on the first startup. You should do it every time, but especially on the first startup after you've had a saw down. If you don't, you'll fire up, you'll rev the saw, and the clutch, if you don't have the clutch cover on, it'll spin off. A lot of times it'll jam against the clutch cover if you don't do that also. So next, going on with the clutch drum bearing, I've used high temperature grease, wheel bearing grease, several different kinds. The blue high temperature grease I've used. This will be high pressure farm grease right here is what I'm putting on this one. This needs to be greased very regularly. How regularly is that? Very regularly. In milling, I'll do this once a week if I'm milling heavy duty. I guess every couple of weeks if you're cross-cutting. Husqvarna saws, a lot of them are cross-drilled. This crank is not cross-drilled, meaning you can pop the clutch cover off and grease it right here, but this is not that way. Debatable thing, hooking your worm gear into this slot right here. If you can get it on there, it's going to interface one way or the other, whether you line it up or not. There it went. Heard it click and ding. Alright. So this one has got an 8-pin rim, and I don't know how that's going to work out with the chain we've got, but we're going to try it. So that goes next, and our E-clip, and I'll flip those from time to time. You run them one way for a while and then flip them over, especially on a milling saw where it's running on its side all the time. Develop a huge burr after a while. Go. Alright, all that's together. Rotates good. So our inner bar plate holds our chain adjuster in. That's next. This one has slung a chain a time or two. Got some pretty heavy cutting on it, but that's has to be expected. There was not a chain catcher on this saw. I need to come up with one. It has slung a chain a time or two, I noticed back here on the tank, but the tank guard has saved most of that. Another thing, make sure you got all your AV screws in and put your plugs in. That'll keep your screws from falling out and losing your screws, and they keep the sawdust out so that you can take the saw apart when you need to. So yeah, look, thrown chains there. So there's all that. Handlebar. You guys know how to put a handlebar on. muffler. You don't need to see a handlebar, guys. I'm going to kill it right there. Thank you for watching.